G'day guys, and welcome to video 6 of our 7-part series where we're talking about communication and the importance of good communication in your building project. Hi, I'm Mitch from NextGen Building, and over the next couple of minutes we're going to talk about 4 different tools or things that you can use to help you manage and monitor your work and your work progress to make your project run smoothly. Alright, so let's get into it. So number 1 is a construction program, or you may have heard of them called to or referred to as a Gantt chart. And so what that is it's a chart that's in a bar graph layout and it's in date format. So it has a start date and an end date for each bar. And a bar will line up to a task or a subcontractor or anything relevant to your program. And what that does is it allows your sub-trades to know when they've got to come to site, when they've got to have their part of the project finished by. You can put hold points in there so you know, all right, well, when the project or the date gets to that hold point, that portion of the job has to stop. And that's helpful if you've got to get test certificates or inspections by your local shires or inspections by some other interested party on site to check out and sign off that that's done. And then once that certificate's issued, then the project can continue on. And it's also good to be able to monitor how the job is flowing and the speed of the progress as well, because some of the bigger commercial projects will have what they call liquidated damages. So if you don't finish on a particular time, you get penalised. So a construction program or a Gantt chart is very helpful in monitoring the speed of the project. The second thing is have regular site meetings with your builder or the person that you're working with that is the principal person. So what I mean by that is make it, we do it weekly, but have a weekly meeting where yourself and the builder or the architect, if you've got an architect involved, gets down on site and you walk through the job. And that's your opportunity where you can highlight concerns, you can talk about changes, discuss a particular finish, how do you want that to look. These are the things that you can talk about, and you're on site, you're looking at it, and it's just easy just to see it and talk about it right then. And the thing about that is though, is whenever you have a site meeting, make sure that someone, and it doesn't have to be you, it can be someone that's in that or part of that meeting, should be taking minutes, because that's a written record of what was discussed. So if you say, or if the builder says to you, all right, well, I'll get back to you on that, it's written down. So then you can say, well, you didn't get back to me, or, you know, there's always that written record. So number 3 is site instructions. So this is another sort of a tripping point when it comes to clarity and assumptions. So scenario might be that you as the client might go down on site and you say to the electrician, hey, when you're going, do you mind banging in an extra light for us in this location? Now what that does is you've told the tradesman. Now the tradesman may not tell the builder, or he might just forget. Something happens and that message doesn't get passed on to the builder. So you've assumed that you've done your bit, you've asked for the extra light, but the guy that's organising the job, so the builder, he doesn't know. So either the job doesn't get done, or the tradesman does what you've asked and the tradesman puts his bill in with a variation to the builder, and the builder's going, what's going on? I didn't authorise this. And you're opening the door to a lot of unnecessary potential arguments, I guess. So never assume. Always talk to the relevant stakeholders. So that's normally your builder or architect or anyone that is in a decision-making position for your project. And finally, do site inspections yourself. So it's not always possible. So bigger commercial construction sites don't actually allow the client on site unless it's a pre-approved meeting. And that comes down to OH&S issues. But if you are able to get on site yourself, do it as often as you can, because that's a great opportunity to sort of look around in your own time and just take notes of different things. If you're standing in a certain area of the project and you go, oh, this might look good, you can jot it down and then raise it in an email to your builder. It's just a good little tool that you can use just to sort of keep, I guess, the clarity in your project going. So to summarize all of this, what I'm trying to convey is the most important thing is just keep really good records. So whether you're doing, the site inspection yourself, or whether, you're doing a regular site meeting with your builder or whatnot, just make sure that that is getting recorded properly, because you don't want to be later on down the track, 3 months after the job's finished, 12 months or whatever, and something goes wrong. You don't want to be relying on your memory. So you can just flick back, have a look at your notes, and it's all there. So it all might sound a little bit overwhelming, but don't let it get to you. It could be just as simple as just having a dedicated notebook in your ute or your van that you take with you when you do your site meetings, or when you jump into a meeting with your builder or whoever, and jot down all your notes, and it's there on record. Because there's nothing more frustrating than when you get 3 months or 12 months down the road and you're trying to remember what was said or what was decided, and you don't want to be relying on your memory. So if it's written down in your notebook, it's right there, and you can go back to it quickly and reference it as anytime you want. So to summarize the 4 things we've just talked about, so we've got number 1, which is the construction program or your Gantt chart. Number 2 is your relevant site meetings with your key stakeholders or your builder, architect, whoever is relevant. Number 3 is proper site instructions to the proper people. And number 4, if you're able, is to undertake regular site inspections yourself. So if we do all of those 4 things, what is that going to achieve? A smooth running project, and that's exactly what we're trying to achieve with this 7-part series in the importance of communication in your building project. So that's it. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions, bang them in the comments below. I'll do my best to get back to everyone. And if not, we'll see you next week when we do our final video. Thanks very much for listening, and bye for now.